Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. Today we are taking a look at something I am personally very excited about. It's Gale Force 9's Aliens, another glorious day in the Corps, a cooperative or solo sort of like adventure game a la Space Hulk or any of these sort of like sci-fi dungeon crawlers. We get to reenact the crew of the Sulaco going to LV-426, try and see what's happened to the colonists at Hadley's Hope. It contains a grand total of 23 beautiful plastic miniatures, hard hips plastic. If you haven't checked them out, you can go to my On the Paint table where I painted up the box set and check them out. And it has at least 2 playable expansions and a Scenics kit to go with it that you'll see in my future videos. But I wanted to feature the core starter set. It's relatively affordably priced. I think I picked it up for 70 bucks Canadian. And just for the components inside, if you're a fan of Ridley Scott's Aliens or just like the Geiger monster stuff in general, having these in your collection means that you can use an almost unlimited number of sci-fi rule sets and expand outside of just this board game if you want, but the board game in and of itself has some neat mechanics, and if you're a fan of games like Space Hulk, this should be right up your alley. So let's take a look at the game, the components, and get this underway. So here it is, all set up and ready to play. Aliens, another glorious day in the Corps from Gale Force 9. Here's our miniatures. We've got our squad of ultimate badasses. These are the 7 miniatures that come in the starter set. There is an expansion with 6 further miniatures basically to select your squad from, and of course a objective / hero miniature in the form of Newt adorably saluting wearing Hicks's helmet. You get 16 alien warriors in 8 different poses. Each one comes with an alternate head. There's a sprue of 4. And with the alternate heads and the posability of the arms, you can basically, as you see, make like all unique aliens. So one nice thing, I mean, I played through Aliens a million times playing Space Hulk in the 80s as a kid. And every Gene Stealer had the same arm pose for the most part. It's super cool being able to have like fully different pose miniatures. Now these are all in hard hips plastic, and out of the box they are colored green and black. Ready to play. The deck plating bases with all of your character names come built in. So if you want to check out how I painted these on the paint table, you'll be able to get a basic walkthrough, but pretty much everything except for I think the Null and Oil Wash. It was Null and Oil Gloss from Citadel, Null and Oil Gloss. It's a tongue twister. I used the Army Painter Mega Paint set, which was more than sufficient for all the appropriate colors for the starter. And then you get all your components. So I will warn you, it is a bit component heavy, especially for the dashboards for the characters. You play with 6 characters plus Newt. She starts in the first mission, not on the board though, so we don't have to worry about her. And every character at the beginning of the game, as you set up, you pick your mission, which you can see here, I've played mission 1 Newt for the Let's Play. And then you get to place your 6 character dashboards. When I get the Ultimate Badasses expansion, I'll have 12 to choose from, including like Burke and Frost and Apone and all the best of the characters. But the sort of like draining your resources, and then you give them equipment in the form of things like their weapons, their backup weapon, and 1 equipment piece. Now these come from your resource deck, and that's another component in the game. This is also your countdown to the end of the game. If you ever don't have cards either recycled underneath or in your resource deck, it ticks down the time limit and you're done. Some missions have an actual turn limit, but for most games, either all your squad dies or you run out of resource cards. And these could be different equipment they find around Hadley's Hope or they salvage, and also like different events and also hazards the aliens have happened. You have your motion tracker deck. And this is what's going to happen basically at the end of every event phase. It spawns new aliens around the spawn points, which are all numbered here on the map. You have some quick reference cards, because you can play with up to, I think, 6 players if everybody has a hero. So there's 1 for each player, so you have extra ones. And then you have your blip pool, your swarm pool. So conveniently, instead of having just like tons of Gene Stealer spawn, if there's more than 1, or not Gene Stealers, aliens, you put a swarm count underneath, so it doesn't take up so much board space. It's a slight like I guess abstraction, but I don't mind it actually, because it means that you can have literally more aliens than you have on the board using the stacking system. You get some tokens for your sentry guns, because some of the missions will, like the best cut of aliens, include sentry guns. Computer tokens for computer terminals, containers, breaches in the floor, and then barricades for your doors. So if something's barricaded, like a door is barricaded, there you go. You put a barricade counter on it, and that means it's closed. Aliens can bust through them, obviously. Exits, for potential exits for getting out of the table. I already said spawn points. These are objective blips, so if you randomly have to know where someone is. So in this mission, Newt's going to be one of these, and I won't know which one, but I can interact with the terminal to try and flip one to get a sneak peek. And then you have these 4 double-sided game boards. This side, you can see they arrange by doorways. They do arrange different ways. It's supposed to represent the actual colony buildings of Hadley's Hope, and then when you flip it, it'll represent the atmosphere processor, which has got like the hive built into it. It's got all the hivey bits. Actually, I'll flip this one because there's not very many tokens on it. So you can see, right there you go. There's the atmosphere processor, all grossed out, H.R. Geiger style, with all the weird resin bits. And look, there's even people like stuck in the walls. That's so cool. Please, Calme. Although I know they got different faces. That's cool. And you have to rescue even your friends if they get knocked down, which we'll discuss as we go through the game. Finally, you got some dials. One for the turn, obviously, I pointed out. These ones are your ammo dials, or so your aim dials. So as you fire, basically, your chance of hitting goes down. Then you have your marine dice and your alien dice. I like that the alien dice is black with the alien color, and the marine dice is blue for the Colonial Marine Corps. Lower is better, as you try and roll under a target number, typically. And that's it. So we've assembled our squad of ultimate badasses to go looking for Newt in Hadley's Hope. So what happens when you pick your squad, each player gets to pick a hero and have them flip to their heroic side where they have additional abilities. I chose to be Hicks because which kid didn't want to be Michael Biehn in this movie, or in Terminator, or basically in The Rock, or well, actually not in The Rock, he died pretty much immediately, but in any movie Michael Bihn's been in, except for maybe The Divide. That was a gross movie. But you give them a weapon card, a backup weapon if it's available. So he's got his, and I've just done these like the movie. So he's got his M41A pulse rifle. He's got an Ithaca shotgun. He's got his body armor, and then he's got his aim dial. Now he has some special abilities. He lets me draw an endurance card into my hand when he activates, which I can play then down onto characters as actions. And then passive, once per turn, exhaust a card from your hand to reroll Hicks's failed attack roll. So exhaust means it goes into the exhaust pile, and these cards, unlike the discard pile, can be recycled into the bottom part here to be used again later. So exhaust is a good thing instead of discard. Also, other effects like hazards can make you put things from the exhaust into the discard and vice versa. I've given Hudson his pulse rifle, a bypass, because, you know, Hudson ran a bypass, and body armor. Frosty's got his flamethrower. He's got a VP-70 pistol, a Viper 70, body armor. Ripley's got a pulse rifle and grenades, because, of course, Hudson shows her how to do that, and a motion tracker, which I thought was appropriate. And then Vasquez has got her smart gun, but if she takes the smart gun, it can't be equipped with a backup weapon, because it's bulky, and body armor. And then Gorman's just got a pistol, because that's all Gorman gets, because he's a chump, and a flare. And so we've built out our squad now. The highest rank character, so even though technically Gorman's a lieutenant and it ranks him, we'll say this is like post-head injury Gorman. Whoever the highest ranked player character is the one who will activate first in activation order. Obviously I'm playing this solo, so it doesn't super matter. It's just going to be Dwayne goes first, and then he could activate up to 2 people with him as a chain activation, and then the rest of the grunts will activate at the end. So we're pretty much ready to play at this point. The Bug Stomper token is the priority token when there's multiple players. So it's just going to look pretty over here for the rest of this mission. With our squad assembled, we do mission 1 Newt. So the mission goal to win this mission, you need to locate and recover Newt and then escape the board with her alive. In this mission, Newt is not a part of the squad. Instead, her token and 3 other mission blip tokens are flipped down here. And shuffled in place where indicated on the board. Extraction, models can exit the board by the extraction point. After Newt's been recovered, the computer token, I can make an interact action with it to and make a tech test. And if I pass, I can look at a blip token. So everyone has a tech stat and an aim stat. And then you get your speed, how many squares you can move, your defense, which is what you have to roll equal to or under on a d10 to survive an alien attack, and your melee. And melee is if you roll equal to or under and then also roll that number, you kill the alien attacking you in addition to winning the combat, which is pretty cool. And then we got our computer token, which is over here. All of these tokens, by the way, except for the blips, I have 3D versions of them coming in the accessories box, which is cool. So you get 3D crates, 3D facehuggers, 3D sentry guns, 3D computer terminals, and I'm really excited about that because that kind of adds like a level of detail to the game that I'm pretty pumped for. Someone also mentioned there's like I can't remember what company they said they were doing, but someone was doing an actual 3D tile set for the board, which I thought would be pretty cool. I'd be excited to see that. And then game over, man. The mission ends if Newt dies at any point. Once all surviving characters and Newt move on to the exit, the mission ends. If Newt and 2 more other characters survive, the mission's successful. Otherwise, it's a failure. Motion tracker deck, shuffle 5 random threat level 1 and 5 random threat level 2 cards together and set these 10 cards aside for the moment. Shuffle the rest of the motion tracker cards together and then place the 10 cards on top of the motion tracker deck. And then drawing motion tracker cards, don't draw them until turn 3. So on turn 3, because it's a 1-player game, we draw 2 cards per player. And the idea is it gets harder the number of heroic characters on the table because heroes are better than grunts. So I'll be drawing 2 per turn basically and having that many guys spawn. And then the campaign notes I'll read at the end because they are for when we play Link to Scenarios, which we'll do, but not until after Let's Play is done. You guys have seen how to play. Newt is hidden among the 4 mission blip counters. These blips are spotted like normal, so if I go to see it, then I'll know who it is. But unlike regular blips, they don't move during the alien phase. If you flip a blip token to reveal Newt, place the Newt miniature there. She's now a character in the game. Until she calms down, she activates after all characters have activated each turn. Each turn she takes 2 move actions, taking a path that will end her movement as far from a Marine, but not Ripley. Any characters within 2 spaces in line of sight of Newt can make an interact action to calm her down. Roll a Marine dice, and a 4 or less, she calms down and joins her squad. If Ripley's in play as a hero, she's a character card as a hero, otherwise she's just a grunt. The blips aren't going to move during the alien phase, but the rest of them will. And so with our mission set up, we are ready to build our motion tracker deck the way they described and get this underway. Alright, so Marine phase, reset the aim dial. We don't have to because everyone's still starting the game. Remove all on activation abilities. We don't have any happening. Equip endurance cards. I don't have any yet. Perform up to 2 actions. Alright, so we start here deployed in these 9 squares, and we need to try and find Newt. Let's get this party started. I've rearranged my squad a little bit. I like the idea of Hudson going to the computer. He's got a good tech. I've got Frost kind of watching these zones. There could be aliens in here with Ripley to try and see if we can find Newt. Hicks and Vasquez can cover our exit. And then your job is to pass butter. You're just going to rest. The rest action lets us recycle some of our cards, which means that as our ammo goes down when we're fighting aliens, we can put them back underneath into the reshuffle pile. So, turn 1, we start with our highest ranked hero, which is Dwayne Hicks. Dwayne the Rock Hicks, and he's going to be, like, obviously my hero character. So, I think what we want to do is we want to barricade this to try and keep anything that spawns out of here. Doors don't open unless I'm adjacent to them, so I can't see really down here. And I also want Hudson to go and tech that computer. So we're going to wait a second. These won't move, so they're not going to spawn towards me. And that means that Hicks can just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. And just stand next to it so you can barricade it next turn. This is going to go 1, 2, 3. And just sit. We could rest, but nothing's in the recycle pile, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, sorry, I get to draw a card immediately. A flare, sweet! So I have a card in my hand on his activation. I can also exhaust cards from my hand to reroll attacks with him. Then we'll go with Hudson. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 to be able to go use the computer. Ripley's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to open these doors yet, because I don't know what they are. And then Frost can do much the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I guess we get cover from Gorman. 1, 2, 3, 4. His pistol's pretty crap, but that's okay. We'd rest if we needed to, and that's turn 1 done. We don't have any cards to exhaust. Turn 2, sort of. There's no blips to move. Sorry, alien phase. There's no blips to act, or aliens activate, blips to move. And we don't draw from the motion tracker until turn 3. So we're on turn 2, new activation, draw another card for Hicks because he goes first. M40 grenades, sweet. Backup close weapon. The M24 pulse rifle can fire the grenade for free, but you discard it when you make the attack action, and it blows up all the tokens within like 9 hexes. So you pick a hex and everything adjacent and you roll a die for every token and model, and they might die. It's pretty sweet, but it's a one-shot deal, so I have a reload for it now. Then he's gonna try and take a tech test. He is tech 5 to barricade that door. And we get a 5, sweet. So we put a barricade token down. That means when a blip tries to go through it or an alien, they need a 4+, otherwise their activation ends. And then his second action, he'll go 1, 2, and just sit back. I think we go with Ripley, and she's going to, actually we're going to try and see what we can see, because I want to check these ones first and see what they are. So we're going to go with Hudson. He'll make a tech test. His tech's actually really good. It's 6. He's our tech guy. And he fails, so he'll try again. And he passes. All right, so Frost, you're close to this one. What is it? It's an alien. So we know that's an alien now. Makes our next action a lot easier. We're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to fire a flamethrower. The M240 flamethrower, it's exhausts 2 cards to make an attack. So you take the top 2 cards from the endurance deck, which this represents like our ammo expenditure, and place them in the exhaust pile. And then it's always hitting on a 7 or less, and it's against the model, and every model also, or every token within the square and all the adjacent squares. So it hits the whole room basically. 2, so we fry that alien. He has a special ability where when he fires a flamethrower, reveal a card on an event or a gear It's an event. We put the top card, we recycle a card, and always the revealed card goes back in the recycle too. So he basically, if we get lucky, it only costs him 1 to fire that flamethrower. Efficient, which means we don't cycle our countdown as bad. All right, Ripley. I mean, you have a grenade launcher, so we might as well go see this one. So 1, the door opens. Ah, it's Newt! Sweet! Now we had a 50-50 that these two were going to be them. So now we basically don't have to worry about these. We have to worry about the spawn. So that was 1 move, 2, 3. I'm going to block this so she can't run by me. Or she doesn't run towards this, at least. And on a 4 or less, Hawkhorn joining us. We don't. She's gonna run away, and she's gonna run pretty far. She moves 10 squares, which is bad. So it's Gorman, left, and Vasquez. Vasquez, you're going to aim. Actually, no one's gonna show up this turn, so it doesn't matter, unless we get like a bad event card. You might as well just rest. You're a grunt, which means we recycle one of these cards. We'd recycle 3 normally, which is awesome. So you could aim just to get up to 7. Do we want to be anywhere nearby? No, we're happy where we are. Gorman, you're going to start falling back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our turn 2. So turn 3, at the end of this turn, it means blips are going to start arriving in the motion tracker phase. So, oh, sorry, and after he's done moving, she moves 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to get as far away as possible from any of the Marines. Get through Ripley, so that's going to be that. So this is our turn. We got to go talk Newt into like not running away from us, but we have to get within 2 squares, so we're not going to be able to do it until turn 4. I guess we start with Hicks. We'll cover the rear. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do an escort. Hudson's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, he could take 2 actions to barricade 2 doors. He could lock these doors so they can't get out and won't open. That's a good idea, actually. He's going to stay there, and he's going to do 2 tech tests. First one, fails. Oh, no, he's a 6. Second one, passes. So I barricade both these doors, and that's going to keep... So they get locked now, and that's going to mean running after... She can't run through them and get away now, and I'll be able to get down there and hopefully reason with her. Hudson. So we'll do Ripley. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because she doesn't run away from her. So next turn I'll be able to try and reason with her. Frosty, you're going to watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then aim, I guess, up to 6, just in case something spawns here. And that's it. We're good. So aliens don't move. These blips never move because they're objective blips. And that means we go to the motion tracker. First one. Alien Scout, 1-on-1. So a blip gets placed on 1. We draw a random blip when that happens. Place as close as possible to the Marines. Now it's in line of sight, so we reveal it. Line of sight means any part of the hex or the square I'm in can be drawn line to anybody that you're in. Sorry, we don't need one of these. We just need you. And activate. Exhaust 1 card for each character within line of sight of this blip when it spawns. Uh-oh. So I have to exhaust a card for each character within line of sight. So that door's closed, which means it can see 1, 2, 3 characters, so I have to exhaust 3 cards because the scouting basically surprises us. Second one, because we're drawing 2 in a 1-player game. Alien Assault. If this spawn point already has a blip or alien model, move this blip 4 spaces towards the nearest character. Oh my god. Okay, so that would be Hicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's revealed to be 1 more alien. Well, they're coming out of the walls. Top of 4. Not that the turns matter anymore, except for keeping track of when we start spawning. And we still haven't reasoned with Newt, and there's aliens cutting off half the squad from half the other squad, and it's all Hicks all the time right now. So resetting our dials, even if we aimed. Stay at 7, down to 5. Starting with Hicks. Well, time to get it on, I think. Let's do with our M248 pulse rifle, and we're going to shoot at this alien, who's not close. So we exhaust 2 cards to fire it. Start depleting ammo. And he is aim 7, so 7 or less. Nope, he misses, but he can exhaust a card from his hand. Sorry, I should have drawn a card, which would be this card here, just to keep the card order correct. And it's a helmet. I can exhaust my helmet, my flare, and my M40 grenades. I think the helmet's the one to do. Yeah. So I exhaust that to re-roll it. I hit, so I kill that guy. He has his own built-in re-rolls. Second action, so I'm down to a 6 now. And I will fire again, I guess, at the other alien. So 6 or less, and I hit, and kill that other alien. I actually have 4 cards in my hand, I realized. Event. Ever been mistaken for a man? Reveal a card, choose another character that can immediately take an action. Your character immediately takes an action, or I can draw 2 cards and exhaust 2 cards. So I reveal a weapon action, draw 2 cards, and exhaust 2 cards. Sweet. I'm gonna go into the reshuffle automatically, and then I draw 2 cards. Losing hope. Place your character. Placing your character. Each time your character activates, reveal a card. I can either lose an action, exhaust 4 cards, or discard 2 cards and shuffle this into the exhaust pile. Has to happen. So Hicks is losing hope, and then do something, Gorman. Reveal a card. Sorry. So those are my draw 2 cards. Then I have to exhaust 2 cards. The ever mistaken for a man is the event that I drew. It has to go on the bottom. And then I exhausted the 2 cards for that. And then do something, Garmin. Reveal a card, set a character's aim dial to the chosen character's aim number. Stand up any one knockdown character, or discard an event card in a character. So if I draw a weapon right now, I can immediately get rid of my losing hope. No, it's an M41 helmet. And on that one, stand up any one knockdown character. This one is set a character's aim dial back to their aim number. So I can reset Hicks's aim to 7. Down to 5 from that last shot, so now it's back up to 7. Could have saved that if I wanted to as well, but I played it right away. It's Hicks all done. Unfortunately, he's despairing now because everyone's, in trouble. Let's see if Ripley can deal with Newt. Interact action, 4 or less. She's within 2 squares. She gets it on a 1. Sweet. So she manages to convince Newt to join the team. So now Newt's card is as a grunt card because Ripley's a grunt. And her second action, she'll start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Means Frost is going to start getting out of here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to back up. You can go 10, but I don't think we want to go all the way 10. We just want to get in between here and this thing. So there's Marines between us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This door stays shut, and these doors stay shut. All right, so everyone's left pretty much. We've got Gorman's left and Hudson's left. I don't want to lock this door behind me yet, so I think Hudson can stay where he is, but I am going to have you go there, Vasquez. You're going to aim up to a 7 in case stuff spawns there. And then you're going to rest, because you're a grunt. That means 3 of these go back underneath in the reshuffle. That's going to mean that we got a little bit more time here. You also pass butter, so you're going to rest. 2, 3, and also aim so that your shoot goes from a Peasley 4 to a 5. Now it goes to a 5. And it's just you. We want to lock some doors. I mean, I can't lock these guys out, so what do we do? Do we interact? If I'm past here, actually, I don't think I need to worry about locking that door. It might help, or I could just start moving. We're just going to start getting towards the exit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to get out of here. And now 2 more of these get played. It's going to be an Alien Vanguard. So a blip on 4, which will be over here, which we can't see. And then reveal a card. If it's a weapon, place another blip at spawn 1. If it's a hazard, place another blip at spawn 4. It's a weapon, so another one on spawn 1. Revealed, which means that it actually goes on the bottom of the reshuffle. The blip goes here, it's immediately in line of sight. 3 aliens, so it's going to be a 2 stack. Next tracker is going to be on 1 flanking aliens. Players must choose either exhaust 4 cards or place 1 more blip at spawn 4. I'll place another blip at spawn 4, that's fine. And then 2 blips arrive here. And immediately reveal a 4 stack and a 1 stack. Oh no. Yeah, well, the assault has begun. So 3 of these go underneath the alien model, and there is an absolute horde of aliens here. Well, all right, finish phase. Check for victory and defeat. We haven't lost or won yet, and it's turn 5. You really need to deal with this. Frost, unfortunately, is not quite close enough. I should have put him a little bit closer if I was thinking about it, because he would have been immediately able to fire his flamethrower. So you have to move first and go 1, 2. But then he gets to nuke with his flamethrower, so that's going to be exhaust 2 cards to make an attack. So he exhausts 2. And then he picks a square and every square adjacent, and we roll for each model and token in those squares. So this guy by himself, 7 or less, he gets nuked. The stack of 3, one of them gets melted. So there's a stack of 2 left there. And then the stack of 4. 4 of them, nothing, and 2. Oh, we managed to kill half of them. But it's still bad. There's still a bunch of dudes here. Oh, and sorry, Hicks should have actually gone first, which means I should have drawn a card. Go to sleep and don't dream. Event, recycle up to 6 cards from your exhaust pile. Recycle up to 1 card from the discard pile. Drop 2 endurance cards. Sweet. Okay, well, we're not going to need that right now because we're not super close to being out. And Hicks would have actually gone first. I think he would have just moved and fired. 1, 2. We didn't kill everybody, so... he didn't even need to move. What am I talking about? He can just fire. So on a 7 or less, he misses. He'll discard a card to re-roll. He'll discard his flare. Exhaust his flare to re-roll it. And hit. And then his shoot goes down to 6. And he'll just go again. And fail. And he'll... I don't want to exhaust any of these. No, he'll just stand with it. So now Newt's going to go. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be in the middle of everybody. Ripley, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. You're going to try and plug, I think, this alien. With your M4 1A pulse rifle. You have to exhaust 2 to do that. Hang on a 5. Cranks one of them. And then she'll fire her grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is a free attack after you make the M4 1A pulse rifle attack. So I discard this card as opposed to putting it in the exhaust. And I get to make an attack just like the flamethrower against that model and each one adjacent. And it's always on a 6 or less. So the first one dies, the second one lives. So I blast this one with a grenade launcher. Good job, Ripley. All right, so it's Gorman. I mean, they might come pouring through here. So I think Vasquez aims to an 8. And then she's going to rest to put the top 3 of these back underneath. Because we need the ammo. And we're getting short on cards. I'm just going to assume Frost can handle this. And we're going to have you move Hudson 1, 2, 3. And hope these guys fail their barricade rolls. Everybody. Oh, wait, we have Gorman. He'll rest. So we can put another 3 underneath. And then also aim, just in case everything goes terribly wrong, to a 5. Setting to a 5. You're down to a 4 now because you fired your flamethrower. You're actually fired twice, so you're down to a 5. Nobody else fired. And so aliens first, towards the closest line of sight. So over here to Frost, everybody can fire in range. So we're going to go with Hicks first, actually, because we don't have to do quite as much exhausting. We'll use his shotgun, exhaust 1 card to take an attack action with it when he's doing defensive fire. And it's always on a 6 or less. It's fixed. So even though he's down to 5 it's always on a 5 or less. So even though he's down to a 5 right now, it would have been on the same thing. So a 2, so he blasts it with his shotgun. Well, that means we didn't have to worry about the flamethrower. We also had Ripley who could fire. I guess, she was down to a 4-3 because she fired twice. I guess these guys go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they try and break the barricade on a 4+. They do. And then 6, and they get revealed to be 2. Attack because nobody's adjacent, but I do get my defensive fire. So we'll go with Hudson. He's gonna fire, so exhausting 2 for his pulse rifle. And his aim dial right now says 6 or less. Do I blast 1? Nope. And then Vasquez will discard 2 to fire Smart Gun, because she's got the skill to fire it for only discarding 2. And she gets to roll 2 dice, pick the lowest when she fires. And she gets a 6, so she blasts 1, and goes down to a 7. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we'll just stay there. I don't have line of sight to it, I don't think. Oh no, because the aliens don't block line of sight. It's 5, oh my god. Vasquez can fire, but nobody else can. So she'll discard 2 more, or she'll discard exhaust 2 more. I use the terminology right. And then roll for a 7 or less, and she gets 1 of them. Aim down to a 6. Motion tracker, first one, on spawn 2, alien assault. If the spawn already has a blipper alien model, move it 4 spaces towards the nearest model. So there isn't a blipper alien. So this arrives. And it's 3. Oh my god. Well, they're coming out of the walls. Second motion tracker, 2 on 4. So flanking aliens, players must choose to either exhaust 4 cards or place 1 more blip at spawn 2. I'll just exhaust 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. More blips arrive down here. Of course, they're all spawning next to the exit. That's wonderful. And it's new turn, so turn 6. Somebody wake up Hicks. He has to flip a card because of his losing hope. I should have done that last turn, actually. Place on your character. Each time your character activates, reveal a card. So first I draw a card. Event. I can reset my aim dial. Sorry, I should reset everyone's aim dials right now. And then play... I flip in to get an event. So exhaust 4 cards. Another one for this turn. I would just reset the pool a little bit. Last stand. Barricade any door. Sweet. So he has 2 actions at least, which is nice, but he can't see anybody because everybody's blocked. Now we can get Newt off this turn. We get a bunch of people off actually, but I think that well, first let's go with Hicks. So he's reset to 7. I think to do this, we have to do this in the right order. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Sorry, and stand there. Then we're going to aim to 8. We've aimed up to 8. Play. Go to sleep and don't dream as an event. Recycle up to 6 cards from the exhaust pile. And recycle up to 1 card from the discard pile. And then draw 2 endurance cards. It's on top of the exhaust. And then I get to draw 2. So an arc welder. Sweet. And then I reshuffle. More from the reshuffle. Another pistol. Sweet. And that's Hicks done. And now we can go with anybody. Then I'm going to play Last Stand to barricade any door. Because why not? I have to play it with 3 as an event card. So I put down and exhaust 3 cards. And I need to barricade this door just as a chance of keeping them from getting through. Now if I move adjacent to an alien, my move immediately stops. Just sneak it by this guy without killing somebody. So I think... Can Vasquez do it? Has anybody else got a grenade? Nope. But what I could do... I guess I could drop a grenade on Hudson. Will. So I'm gonna equip Hudson for 1. So I exhaust another 1. He's gonna do his action next. So... And that equipment would have been at the start of his activation. I would have reset his aim dial and then done it. So Hudson going. His first action now that he's got some equipment is he's going to fire. So 2 cards to use his pulse rifle. He'll shoot at this lone alien. He needs a 6. Cranks it. He manages to kill it. Grenade launcher can go for free. I discard it and play a card. So it goes away into here. Blast this pile of 3 aliens and see if we can nuke them. So on a 6 or less for all of them. 1 of them, 2 of them are gone. And then he's just going to attack again, I think. A 5 now. 4 now because he fired the grenade launcher as well. And yeah, we'll just get rid of 2 cards and see if he can do it on a 4. Boom! Last one. That worked out. Do I want to try and reset his aim dial in case people come through? He's stuck there now. It'll cost me 2 to do it as an event. Well, we'll see how this goes. It all comes down to do these blips break this door down. So we're going to go with Newt next, and she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she escapes. We don't have to worry about her anymore. Then we go with Gorman. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Gorman and her escape. He's mostly useless anyway. Do we send Vasquez? I don't know. We're gonna go with Ripley next. 1, 2, 3, 4. First move action. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Frost is gonna fall back under cover of the incinerators, the APC, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. I really want him to be able to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like if they break through, we should just we'll win the mission as long as Vasquez gets away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And she's gone as well, because we've managed to get everybody out. Minimum out, but we could lose people still and start the next game with not our whole squad, which would be bad. So I think we go... Okay, what do I do now? For 2, and that's going to reset Hudson's dial. At least, again, that costs us 2. At least get us into a spot where hopefully this barricade doesn't get broken out immediately. Well, the Marines have all gone, and we've managed to extract at least the bare minimum. Now it's who are the survivors. So starting with the aliens, does this barricaded door get broken down? Nope, yes! First blip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and does it break down? Nope, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and it can't break it down. Sweet, the barricade held. Okay, the question is, we can't get Hicks off this turn, unfortunately. So do we leave Hicks to almost certainly die? Well, first let's see how many actions he has. So it's new turn. Nobody's won yet. Cleanup phase, we should be finished. Hicks resets. We flip a card. On a gear card, we lose an action this turn. It's an event card though. So it's exhaust 4 cards. So this goes underneath because it's a reveal, and then 4 more cards go in the exhaust, and we're almost out of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sit over here. Be all done. Is there any gear I want to equip? Not really. Steve, I think you need to cover me. Let's get Ripley out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, she could go last, because then Hudson can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and leave. And then Frosty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then Ripley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I think we're good. Well, here we go. Does this blip come through? So Aliens phase on a 4+, it breaks the barricade. Barricade holds! Alright, the blip on a 4+. Barricade holds! And they're stuck again! I might just spawn aliens here immediately, so... of course it's on to Alien Scout. Exhaust 1 card for each character within line of sight. So I have to do 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And this gets revealed. Place the blip. And it's just 1. Second one. On 3, which is down here. Players must choose either exhaust 4 cards or place another one on spawn 1. I'll place another one on spawn 1 at this point because I don't have the cards and I'm going to lose otherwise. So another one over here. It's immediately revealed to be just 1 alien. And then 2 get put down here. Didn't lose anybody, but things are certainly looking dicey. We really need to just kill somebody at the start of the turn. So we're on turn 7 right now, I think. And Hicks goes first. So you absolutely have to kill this guy. So you're going to blast him with your pulse rifle. For 2. Oh my god, we're almost out of endurance cards. Reroll here though, so 7 or less, you blast him. And then you're gonna move off. 1, 2. And that means everybody else can move off. 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And the squad's managed to extract Newt and get away. Campaign notes: if you succeed in this mission, you can continue to the next mission. However, depending on how things went in this game, you might have fewer resources. Each player searches the discard pile and selects 1 card to return to the endurance deck. So the endurance deck is lower now, so I can place the grenades back in. Return all hazard cards in the discard pile to the endurance deck. Shuffle the discard pile and remove half of the cards from the game. These cards may not be used for the remainder of the campaign. Oh my god. Return the remaining cards of this card to the endurance deck to be used next mission. So the discard pile basically becomes your dwindling resources, right? So luckily I can return 1 into the exhaust, so I'm going to have all my cards for next game. There's 2 actually, sorry. Because this one would also go in. I'll just automatically go back in, never mind. And then we start going. We'll have our whole deck for the next game. And we managed to successfully extract Newt in the training mission, finding her in Hadley's Hope. And our next mission, mission number 2, is going to be Escape. It's going to take place in the reactor. So for this one, mission goal, to win this mission, the Trap Marines must get back to the APC and exit the board. Models can exit the board at the extraction point at any time. Computer token. This token indicates a computer that the characters can interact with on the board. A character in the space next to the computer token may take an interact action and perform a tech test. If they do, you can look at a face-down blip token. And then game over, man! The mission ends in failure if all the Trap Marines are killed or captured. Once all surviving characters move on to the exit token, the mission ends. At least 1 Trap Marine exits the game board. It's successful, otherwise it ends in failure. Motion tracker deck, shuffle 3 random threat level 1s and 3 random threat level 2 cards and form a 6 card aside for the moment. Shuffle the rest and then put the 6 cards on top. Motion tracker cards until turn 2, and then if we succeed in this mission, continue the next mission. So push through. Normally a character must immediately stop it and move action if it enters a space next to an alien or blip token. However, in this mission, you can move past alien models. As soon as the character enters a space next to an alien model and wishes to continue moving, roll a Marine die. On a 6 or lower, the character can pass unharmed. You only need to make this roll once per movement action, no matter how many aliens you move past.
So you got a first look at Aliens, another glorious day in the core from Gale Force 9, available now. It came out over Christmas 2020. So lots more fun to be had. I'm excited to be going through the movie. We found Newt, which means we have another character that we can play with, so 7 people in the squad. And we're going to go forward with our dwindling resource pool. As stuff becomes available, probably in the next couple episodes, you'll see me incorporate the newer models because I had picked up the expansion. So I've got the Ultimate Badass expansion. It expands the campaign a little bit and adds more. It's going to be a little less freaky for me to get through the first 3 missions in the game. But I'm going to go through those just with the core box, and then we'll start adding in that stuff. And obviously then we go back to the Sulaco and we get to fight the Alien Queen, the Power Loader. I'll also dress up the board with the new enhanced, sort of like tokens and boxes and stuff too. So lots more to come. You'll see that every 2 weeks on Fridays for the foreseeable future. Till then, I'm Ash. Have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.